Hey, what's up guys? This is TBone here. Welcome back to another episode of playing Legendary Game of Heroes. So what I want to do today is go to the Proving Grounds. It is Eris, the Dark Protector, and I do have a light affinity gauntlet here, the Holy Gauntlet. And so what I want to do is show this to you guys and sort of show you how it works. And you do need Aileen to be on the team, or for any affinity, you need the corresponding legend card to be on the team in order to take advantage of the ability for it to cleanse. And what we're going to show you is basically how the gauntlet helps you with the Proving Grounds fights. And for this first fight, I'm going to bring in as many of the ultimate forms as I have here. As you can see, all of these are going to be useful in this particular fight so that I could increase my killer skill as much as possible. So let's go in and take a look at what we can do in our first fight here. So I do have the Hellboy, as well as the Relentless Scholar and also the Enlightened Yokai. For my fifth card, I decided to bring in Maya and Diosa so that I can get additional nuke damage there. And so what we're going to see here is once you have the relic, the gauntlet that could actually cleanse Dread, then it will actually help a lot in the first few rounds, because as your cards get stunned, you will actually get it will actually get cleansed, and you'll be able to use your full team right away. And this is going to be especially helpful in situations where your leader actually gets the stun, because when that happens, you will lose both your leader bonus as well as any counters that it brings to the table. And so what we're going to do is we're going to continue to build up our battle skills here. And since I am not quite worried about stun at this point right now, I'm going to wait for my passive abilities, and also I'm just going to go ahead and activate everything right now. I could actually wait one more turn for Yokai to be available as well, but I could just simply wait another turn for my Relentless Scholars to catch up. And what I want to do here also is I do want to try to use my Hellboy at least once so that I could, create more battles, create more power gems there. And just kind of looking here, I'm going to go ahead and activate here, and I'm going to do an attack, so then it will create a few more power gems. I'm just trying to create as many power gems as I can so that I could increase the total damage that I can deal. Now, the thing with the gauntlet is that it will only cleanse one turn from the stun. And so what that means is at some point, it's not going to be able to catch up to the fact that we're going to have multiple cards being stunned, and also for multiple turns. It will only reduce it by one turn. So it will get to a point at some point later where it's going to be difficult. And so as you can see here, we are now basically at the point where my cards are now going to be stunned for 2 turns, and it only takes down by 1. And so what we're going to do here is I don't want to lose all of my power gems, so I'm going to save a few right now for the next turn. Now the next card that I hope to get stunned is going to be Hellboy. And so but I guess this time it's going to be Yokai that gets. So I saved 1 turn here. So next turn, another card is going to get stunned for 2 turns. So we're going to wait and see what it is going to be. So it's back to Yokai again. And we're now also going to be increasing our total damage. And so what I can do here is I could wait 1 more turn for my passive abilities to actually be activated. And let's see. And because that was just a 1 turn, I could. Let me think. I wanted to wait for my passive ability, so I'm going to do 1 more turn here. So let's see. So now my leader, Aileen, is the one that got stunned, and so that is unfortunate. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait 1 more turn there, because you want to avoid trying to attack when your leader is the one that's stunned, because you're going to be losing a lot of damage. And if you can help it, you basically want to try and hold up as long as you can before you do the attack, because you're just going to be losing out on your total damage you can deal. So we're going to do a big damage right here, and we're also going to be able to use all three power ultimate gems here. So this should be a good amount of damage right there. So yeah, so that's really good there. Basically about 7 trillion there. And so that will get us close to 1500, and I think including the nuke damage, we should get there right after this. And because of the yokai because of the yokai bonus, I'm also able to save up a lot of. I'm also basically able to keep the heal up all the time, and so this is the benefit of this type of setup here. And so what I would recommend is, thinking about the team makeup here. If you get the Gauntlet, a team that will give you heal, such as the yokai deck, is going to be a really good card, really good team to have. And then the nuke cards, if you have them, are going to be really, I would say, the best sort of supporting team for the supplemental damage, so that you can basically try to get your damage up as high as you can, and then you can deal more damage afterwards. And so we're also going to we're basically just waiting for the stun to actually go off there. And now we're going to go ahead and activate the battle skills again. And we do have the ultimate gems again, so we're going to always basically try to do the ultimate gem swap as much as possible so that we can increase the damage there. All right, so we are at 1500 and looking like we're going to be close to getting 1560 actually. So this is going to be the all-time high right there. So having the Gauntlet really makes a difference. And we're going to take a look again later on at the recipe for how you can actually get the Gauntlet in the store. So we're just going to see how much damage you can deal here. So we are at 1560. Now, the thing is, I'm also getting more damage per card as the rage is getting higher because of the benefit from the Gauntlet here. So the stacks of rage here, currently at 18. This is going to increase my total team damage as well. It's not going to increase just the attack value, but it's going to increase the actual damage. So the multiplier is going to be applied to my team here. And so let's see. I want to take advantage of the fact that my leader is not stunned. So let's go ahead and activate everything, including yokai here. And so that is also going to give me some heal. And so we can continue to keep our battle. So this is basically, sort of the setup that's going to be ideal for this boss fight, because you want to be able to heal as much as possible, and being able to survive longer with a Gauntlet means that you're going to be dealing more damage, and you're going to be reducing the total amount of stuns you're going to be receiving on the team. And so now yokai is going to be the thing. When yokai gets stunned is, I think you're not going to get the heal from him, but he doesn't have to pass out the heals. The relic itself is the one that actually will be healing, and you're not going to be I don't believe you're going to be losing on the ability of the passive ability of the relic there, so you should be fine. And so we're going to continue to fight on here, so you can just see how much of a difference having a relic makes here, just because of the way that you can continue fighting and not worry about the stun. The only thing here is dodge. So dodge is affecting my total amount of damage I could make there. If I miss, then my nuke damage also does not come into play. And so basically one of my Master Collection cards is stunned, and then the second card that is my ultimate form got stunned, but then we're okay there, and then I can continue to use this and also use yokai to heal. And so let's see how much damage we can end up doing in the end here. And so we're past 1620, and you can see the damage amount is going a little bit higher, even though we didn't have a full board of gems there. That's because of Enrage increasing our damage there. Every stack of Enrage, we are dealing 6% more damage there. And so I also want to make sure that I'm activating Hellboy as often as possible, because I want to wait one turn here for Hellboy because I want to create the ultimate gem at the same time. So as much as possible, if we can actually activate all of our ultimate forms together, then we're going to increase the total amount of ultimate gems there. So let's wait for how many turns? I think it's 4 turns for yokai. And so I believe I just need to wait one more turn, and I'll be able to use the yokai. So that way we're going to be able to activate all of the basically all of the ultimate forms. And I could still wait one more turn because Ares isn't going to attack just yet. And I think having the Master Collection card there being stunned, that's okay. But having Aileen being stunned is going to make it difficult. But the Gauntlet is helping, it's actually removing that so we can go back and we can do our attack. Now, if yokai is not available just yet, I cannot wait anymore, unfortunately. So this might be my last hit because I believe the boss is going to deal enough damage at this point to basically take me out. So let's just make sure that we can deal as much damage in this particular turn as possible. And see if we can get over to the next threshold for 1680. And it looks like it's going to be just a little bit shy of that. And let's see if we are able to survive this particular hit here. We have 43,000 left in our health. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to make it there. So we do get defeated, but we end up with 1620 total damage. And that is going to be our all-time best right there. And that is with 3 ultimate forms on the team. Right, and then for our second fight here, we're going to try bringing in one more Maya just to see if it makes a difference. So we're going to have one less ultimate form. So I expect that our damage output might be a little bit lower, but I wanted to try to have more attacks more often with a card that also can increase, basically can add to our total nuke damage. And so to try and make up for the burst damage a little bit, I wanted to be able to try and see if we can deal more damage overall just with more nukes. And so we're going to go ahead and activate everything at this point. We should actually fill up the board, at least get really close to filling up the board. And along with the passive abilities of Maya, we should be able to also fill up the board every a few turns there. And so we are up to 1300 already, so it's really good. And we're gonna go ahead and just wait for 2 more turns. Actually, we're gonna wait 2 more turns for the passive ability to activate, and we don't actually have to use yokai at this point. So what we can do is we can wait until we get our battle skill, our killer, not our killer, so we can get our Slayer skill points up to 300 at that point. Then we're going to want to make sure that we activate Enlightened Yokai as well as the Relentless Scholars at the same time to increase the total number of ultimate gems. And you can sort of see here the addition of the Maya card here. The benefit is that I'm getting additional nukes each time, and so that does help quite a bit. And so let's go ahead and activate everything, and so that we can just continue to do attacks as much as possible and not have to wait for our cards to be stunned there. And so let's see. So we are now at 1400, and then with the continued nuke, basically additional nukes there, we are able to get it close again to the next level there to 1450. And so if we wait, basically, so you'll notice here too that when your card is actually stunned, the passive ability will actually not kick in. And even if the Gauntlet actually clears that stun, the passive ability does not retroactively activate after that. And so that's the one important thing to take note as well. All right, so I think basically if we wait 1 more turn, then we can use our Enlightened Yokai. 1 or 2 more turns. Yeah, we can use it this turn. So we're going to go ahead and activate everything right now. And we are also getting close to, we're at 200 skill points now, so a couple more hits and we'll be at 300. So basically 2 more hits and we'll be at 300 there. So we are at 1450. And let's see how high we can bring our attack up here. And so with this particular turn, Alien is going to be stunned, but we're going to be okay. And so it's going to clear the stun. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait for 1 more turn for it to go down to 0 before we do anything. And this will also allow us to get our basically wait for our passive abilities to kick in, and then we're going to go ahead and activate. Okay, and then so now let's see. So you can definitely see that the total amount of damage is going to be a little bit lower, simply because we just, we don't have the 3rd ultimate form in there, which would have made a difference. But I kind of felt that this team is easier to use overall. With the Hellboy there, it's really only there for the ultimate gem creation, and that's really where a bulk of our damage came from as well. And so we're going to go ahead and wait for this, and then we're going to do an attack as soon as the dread is cleared out. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're at 1500, and I believe our earlier personal best was at 1650. So we are getting close to that amount right there. And so let's see here. So our enraged amount is currently at 17, and so we're still okay because we could still use yokai to heal when we need to. I think we can still remain alive until we're about 24, 25 rage stack, and we're also going to be able to deal more damage at that point. And so let's see here. I'm going to wait one more turn. And let's see here. So we're at 300, because what I wanted to do is I want to try to actually get multiple. I wanted to get at least 2 ultimate gems going. So I'm going to wait one more turn here, so that I could activate with the 2 ultimate gems, so I can increase the total amount of damage. Okay. And so the Dread Cleanse is coming in, kicking in, and then we're going to be able to go ahead and activate everything at this point. And so, okay, good, and they landed right next to each other. And so the thing about ultimate gems, there is a way for you to preserve them as well. So if you make sure that you use the ultimate gem to swap, and you always swap in the direction of down or to the left, then you will be able to preserve it. You can see that it remains as an ultimate gem, which you can actually use again the next turn. The next time. So it will remain as an ultimate gem, and then if you could wait until the next time you activate your ultimate forms again to get the to basically create them, then you can save the one, and then you can get more on the board. So the goal here is to try and get 3 ultimate gems on the board now, even though we don't have the 3rd ultimate form. And so I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I don't lose that. And so I think I just need to wait one more turn after this, and then I will be able to get the Enlightened Yokai to be activated. And we are also going to have to wait for Aileen to be unstunned, for the stun to go off, and then we're going to wait for Yokai to be activated. And so you can really see here the Gauntlet makes a huge difference in the Proving Grounds, simply just because you are able to do more attacks overall. And okay, so we can think we will need one more turn, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for that turn here. So we're going to go ahead and because we're not in danger of getting hit right now, and when I activate Yokai, assuming that it doesn't get stunned, we will be able to use the ultimate form there, and we will be able to create the ultimate gem, and we can also do a heal using Enlightened Yokai there. Okay, so let's go ahead and activate everything, and including our passive ability. So this is going to probably be our biggest damage right there. All right, and so that is going to bring us to 1620 with the nukes. So once the nukes kick in, then we're going to be able to get to 1620. So that's good. All right. Yeah, so we're now at 1620, and we can actually try to go for 1680 actually. And let's see. So the thing is, the amount of damage I'm going to take is going to be the factor here. So 56, 164 with 4 turns I have to wait for. I'm going to try and see if I can do a heart gem match. And this is where if you had a healer, it would not really be helpful, but like basically if you had another Master Collection card from the Relentless Yokai deck in here, that would be a good option as well. And so let's make sure that we do that match. So if nothing else, we're going to at least try to do some damage here. If this ends up being the last turn, then I wanted to at least do the one final attack. And so we're going to wait for this attack here from the boss, from Eris, and see how much damage to do. If we're able to survive, then I'm going to be able to wait one more turn and then heal using Relentless Yokai, Enlightened Yokai there. But that was actually going to be the last turn. So we're at 1620, and that matched our best score to date. So that is how you would this is basically how you could use the Affinity Gauntlet to really help you boost your score in the Proving Grounds. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.